Hey guys, we're back with Goodwind Café.
We're here to talk to you about riding, motorcycles, and whatnot.
These topics actually have emerged out of multiple conversations that we had with people who are riding with us, our customers, and even people who we get trained by.
I'm joined here with Mr. Anil Nair and John Francis, co-founders of Goodwind Moto Tours, to share their valuable experience. We are moving from riding in India to international riding, and that means we are moving from a place where there are hardly any people who follow rules to a place where everybody follows rules. Okay, so therefore it's very, very important to understand what those rules are. Otherwise you're going to be the reason for chaos, right?
Right.
And the first thing which I tell anybody who's coming on an international ride, especially for the first time, is to understand the concept of right of way. So you are coming from a smaller road into a bigger road, and therefore the traffic that is there on the bigger road has the right to pass first. And therefore it becomes very important that when you are doing that, you wait patiently for your turn and not just try and squeeze in and make that straight going traffic to stop.
I've observed that India has very few roundabouts. We call them circle in certain towns,
have
but in
been
the
removed.
smaller cities and towns, we don't see too many roundabouts. Whereas when you go outside India, when you step outside big cities, you generally get to see a whole lot of roundabouts, and that is a smooth regulation of traffic where there is no signals.
Correct.
Because roundabouts are without signals, so that they kind of, this is the principle that works in the roundabout. Now, in that same scenario that you said, that you were not sure that when you were waiting there, someone else was also waiting there. It is always, when you are new to the place, gesture. If you, when in doubt, do not assume. It's better to wait or gesture saying that you go, or they might counter by saying that you pass. So you can do that when you are in doubt, but please do not assume and just get into the roundabout.
And we've seen that, right? Whenever, let's say there is a car waiting on the next road, getting into the roundabout, and they see a huge group of riders, and they are courteous enough to say, okay, you guys pass. Once
They are
you
actually
go, then
very
I will enter.
respectful towards two-wheeler riders, because they
Absolutely.
know that we are
Absolutely.
more vulnerable on the road as two-wheeler riders, and they tend to just stop and let the group go through.
I have
But-
noticed that not just in a very developed country alone, like in Europe or in US, but in even Thailand, the four-wheelers take care of two-wheelers.
Bhutan.
And
They do
yes,
the
of
same
course,
thing.
Bhutan
Yeah.
and South Africa,
Yeah.
they put two wheels outside. They do, on a highway, I have seen the car moving out with two wheels gone off the tarmac.
To let
Just
the-
to give,
to
so
let
that we can go.
yeah.
They're not just generally moving or slowing down for that you can go. They literally put themselves off the line so that you can pass. So they do give you that respect, but we need to give that
Correct.
back, that courtesy
need to-
back. So
yeah.
this whole thing of almost like a dogfight in our traffic is non-existent there, but we can't be the the guys who are disturbing the flow more often than not when we go there. So you said bigger road, smaller road. So how do I determine that am I on the bigger road? Is he on the bigger road? How does that work? What has been your experience of actually figuring out if there is a visible symbols?
I think the good part here is that when you are in a international location, every road is marked, and you will, when you are trying to get onto a bigger road, there will be either a solid line across you, or a stop written in front of you, which means that you need to stop, and you need to let others pass first, and when the time comes when there is nobody, you can make your turn.
So it's a good idea when before you drive or ride internationally, just brush up about on the basic road signs, which you are not, for whatever reason, not looking at and therefore familiar with,
Right.
because you're not following. But they,
Right.
for them, it's almost like the golden rule, which road signs, even the painting, as we discussed earlier about STOP, means what it means: stop.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean roll slowly, right? So road signs are very important. Plus, follow that, because understand the difference between a continuous line and a dotted line. And if you have two lines, concurrent lines, with one is continuous and one is dotted, what does that mean? What if the dotted lines are on your side? What does that mean? What does the two yellow lines together, what does it mean? I don't want to, discuss all of it and explain in this
Yes.
video.
Also, in a group, what happens is that you're following somebody.
Yeah.
Okay, you see somebody go, you see the biker in front of you go, and
Might
therefore
not be a
you're
good idea if all of the
All of
riders
them
are
are going on the
first
other
timers. You might follow the wrong
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
But I think all the more reason, therefore, the first day,
Yeah.
when you're driving or riding on an international place, go well within your limit.
Yeah.
Speed, all the
Being
you
alert,
be a very slow rider for
is
day
the
one,
key.
or a driver for day one. It really is fine. From day two onwards, once you gain confidence, you can do all of it.
You can
Just stay alert to what's happening around you. A lot of people sometimes on the first day start off with bike riders, put music, Senna, avoidable.
Yes.
Stay alert. Listen, bed in, get used to the sights, get used to the sounds. See how the traffic is flowing, see how people are moving around you, how fast are the cars going. People drive differently in different countries,
Yes.
right? Switzerland has a different code. Italy has a different code. Austria, people drive differently. Germany is super fast. Thailand, they ride differently. You get small bikes, you get big bikes, everybody, but everybody is following a rule. So just get used to the sights, to the sounds, take in things, and that will help you prepare and rather enjoy your ride the next day and then the following days.
So no need to panic, no need to just get nervous, because
Yeah.
the nervousness also works very differently, because you get too
Counterintuitive. Yeah.
counterintuitive. So don't get nervous if you're actually driving for the first time outside India. Don't get nervous, but stay within that, because I believe because of the chaos back home, we are much more skilled than many people
We
to get
are.
out of a situation.
Our reaction times
Time is
are
faster than
faster.
other. There are fines that, unlike in India, that many of our actions don't have consequences, but
Yeah.
there are very big fines, and those fines are not just there for you to go and do it and pay it off. It accumulate to a level where they can suspend you from riding on the roads if you consistently behave in a particular way. That can come in the way of you getting a visa,
Yeah.
because if you have too many traffic violations, because there was a casing point in an entire family from India a few years back, I think it's pre-COVID, went to Switzerland, took absolutely top line sports cars from a very, very well off thing, and they were breaking every rule because they were in a foreign
wow,
country.
that actually happened.
It happened, and they were on a rental car. So finally, the rental car company informed them they have stupendous amount of fines. They said settle it at this. I mean, obviously, which is a very large sum of money. They paid a lot of money, but they kind of haggled for a bit of that and said that this we don't agree or whatever it is, and they came back. Later on, they realized that none of them, they were all red flagged, and they, for an important business meeting or whatever this thing, they couldn't get to Europe. They were banned for 5 years. So that's an outcome that can happen. So there are consequences. So
Right.
when you, more often than not, we are, or 100 out of 100, we are taking a rental vehicle, right? A car or a bike. But there is no difference for the authorities whether it's a rental vehicle or it's your own vehicle.
Right.
If you break the rules, you will be fined. And just because it is not your vehicle, you cannot be irresponsible or push it beyond a point, because I don't care about the consequences.
Yeah.
Even if it falls, if it breaks something, it doesn't matter. No, you can't have that attitude, because the consequences are very, very high.